Attention fellow Dungeon Masters. Had you been personally victimized by the Silvery Barbs spell? Has that simple first level spell that only has the casting time of one reaction caused you to lose the only critical hit you rolled in an entire session? Have you finally made that save against the stunning strike, only to be forced into re-rolling it and losing your big bad evil guy for an entire another round due to being stunned? Well, you might be entitled to compensation. Or you can do things like take advantage of the fact that they've used their reaction and cast Disintegrate on them. But, being serious, the Silvery Barb spell is very strong. But there are ways to deal with it. And how do we do this? Well, we compare it to other first level spells of the same cost. Let's look at the Shield spell. Shield costs the same first level slot and a reaction, and it gives you +5 AC for an entire round. Now, that doesn't block critical hits, but on average, that's going to give you more mileage than the Silvery Barb spell in the long run. Absorb Elements gives you resistance to a single element type for the rest of until the start of your next turn. What that does is that, like, if you're in like an encounter where there's a lot of fire or there's a lot of ice or something like that, you can kind of have resistance for that for the entire round. How do we deal with Silvery Barbs, though? Well, Silvery Barbs, the best way to get around Silvery Barbs as a Dungeon Master is to have monsters that make multiple attacks. When you have monsters that make multiple attacks, you don't really mind that one of your attacks had, that maybe it was your only crit, but that's fine. You still have, 2 or 3 more attacks coming in. You have just as much chance to hit them, unless you roll like me. But that's neither here nor there. Another thing to do is to get them to burn their reaction on something else. How do you do that? Well, you have your monsters reposition and move around on the battlefield. Try to provoke opportunity attacks. Try to hit them with some elements so that they cast Absorb Elements. Try to do things that get them to burn their reaction. Because if they burn their reaction, they can't cast Silvery Barbs. And then you don't have to worry about losing another crit or dealing with another failed stunning strike. My name's Ange, and follow me for more high-level tips on how to play Dungeons & Dragons as a Dungeon Master.